Caesars Superdome. Not a kicker or a puncher here, Brock. It's safety Justin Reed to get this one going. And we're underway in Caesars Superdome. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. Let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that game. Carl Granderson in on the tackle. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Whiteout's getting involved in the ground game. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They got 2 yards there. That leaves him with 3rd down and 5.
Tried to mix in a little wide receiver carry and catch this defense on its heels. We've seen it work time and again, and it almost got there. Without that tackle, we could have seen a big gainer. But give some credit to the defense where credit is due.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. That one's out and cut on the right side. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
First and 10 from the 41. Jacobs running behind center. He's found some space as he crosses the 45. And it goes the distance. Touchdown, Green Bay! The Packers take a 6-0 lead right away. It's a Josh Jacobs touchdown. Extra point attempt coming up. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Packers take a 7-0 lead as he starts this year 1 for 1. The Packers about set to kick this one away, and away we go again. From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Receiver in motion, headed right. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Okay, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense right there on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
To the air now on 1st and 10. Got a man, it's Gesicki. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. That play good for 17 and a first down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
In the middle holes, they don't get anything on the run. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. Throwing from the gun. Brought in right side. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, you call that play to surprise the defense, try to get to the goal line. But a quick adjustment by the defense, well, it kept him in position to make the stop and ruin that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 11. He's on the move. This one's caught. And that play is brought to a halt, so they're going to say at the 5-yard line.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints finish off their opening drive. Well, whether he stays the go-to guy the entire game remains to be seen, Brock, but no doubt about it on that opening drive. He was the star. Bunch of catches and a touchdown to begin this one.
Yeah, Kate, I think it's twofold. Number one, this guy, you just know, you want to get that engine started because when it revs hot, big things happen for this offense. Number two, you felt like there were people there you could pick on defensively. And this defense, better find some answers for this playmaker.
Reed now to kick this one away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10. From the pistol, here's Love. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked up by Stephon Gilmore. Well, we all know, Brock, those slot guys start piling up receptions, and that makes them a priority target for the defense.
Yep.
They kept someone nearby, and they pick off that check down.
Yeah, if a play breaks down in today's football, like back in my day, last century, right, you checked it down to the running back. That's not the case anymore. These slot receivers, well, they're as big a security blanket as running backs are, but the defenses, to your point, Kate, they figured it out too. And that defense, well, they didn't just figure it out in their head. They went out and executed with their bodies to take it up.
The ball is out! And this goes out of bounds. The fumble, not ideal, but hey, did end up being a small gain on the play.
I think that's one of those cases, Kate, where this defense wished that ball was round. You know, it's not, and it bounces in funny ways, and unfortunately for the defense there, it bounces the wrong way right out of bounds.
8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Here's a give inside to Camaro. And what a hit there. Alex, she faced the price for moving the chains that time.
To be a stud back in this league, it takes more than just checking the athletic boxes. There's an IQ, a feel, a patience and craftiness required, along with just tremendous vision. He showed all of it navigating that run up the middle.
To throw it on first down. That's Gesicki. He's got it. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. Third and short in your back pocket. You can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Here's 2nd and 2. Catch made by Alvin Kamara. He's all the way home. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Alvin Kamara, the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Reed now to kick this one away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Couldn't bring it in over the middle, incomplete.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you, you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Love from the gun. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Love out of the shotgun. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him, only to drop your hips, cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Time for our 2nd quarter. It'll be Packer football to begin. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Putting a receiver in motion. Here's 2nd and 11. Complete on the slant. He loses the football. And the Saints grab it.
You're using this play to try for a first down, but also set up whatever in your back pocket for 3rd down. But you know what? Throw it all away. None of it matters now if you can't hang on to the doggone football. And the defense pounces on that one in a hurry.
Throwing now, following the turnover. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And it's a touchdown as he brings it back for the pick 6. Kicking team on to try the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Packers tie things up at 14. A quick chance at redemption after that pick six as it's sent away. Returnable from the 1. This return makes it up to the 25. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They're going to start on the ground with Kamara. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 34. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I'm sure coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Kamara now on 1st and 10. It is charged towards the line. It's right around 3 yards.
You know, kid, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Here's 2nd and 7. Not enough on this throw. It hits the turf instead of his man.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
Throw on 3rd down. Escapes the pocket. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Takes the handoff, now to throw. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And his defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Justin Reed with the tackle. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got a tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. To the air with Love. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
Throwing his Love on 3rd. This has been a trend, yet another interception. That's Demario Davis. And the Saints will take over as he records his 1st interception of our season. Well, Brock, if you like defense, you are loving what you're seeing right now. Consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. It's become a real defensive battle.
Well, let's see here, Kate. We got 1, we got 2. Do I hear a 3rd interception in a row? I'll tell you this right now. These defenders, they are squashing that thought. The defenders are offensive guys in bad hands because they're making it happen, taking the ball away.
It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Give on second to Kamara. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints parlay the interception into points. Alvin Kamara, the touchdown. Grouping adds the extra point. And the Saints break that tie and now lead by 7. Reed now to kick this one away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Man in motion here. Thrown on first down, Love. Has it to his back. Here's Josh Jacobs. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Running on first here with Jacobs. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. So we're at the 2-minute warning here from the Superdome. And it's the Packers. Lined up with a 2nd and 8. Shotgun now for Love. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Kool-Aid McKinstry has the INT. And the Saints will take over as he records his first interception of our season. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback like a book.
The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up. They run it from the gun with Kamara. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later. You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you've got to count on those being efficient and effective.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. They'll try and throw it here. Into the hands of Gesicki, complete. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down.
It's 4th down.
They're going for this. He connects downfield on 4. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48.
I love those moments of truth. We get to see exactly how they handle it with all the pressure that drives right on them. Turns out, handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing on.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Former first-rounder Devin Bush making the play.
once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the 43. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. We have a timeout here. Second one taken by New Orleans. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions to get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Here's a throw. And oh, he missed over the middle there. Lucky that one didn't end up worse. That's swatted away, incomplete.
You know, that is so hard to do. That's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
And a big hit on the return to stop him cold. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And they'll take over with minimal time remaining in the half. This drive starts with barely any time left. 13 seconds in the half. They kick the running back in motion. First down throw. Here's Love. That's reeled in by Jayden Reed. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They've got first down from the 31. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. They've got first down from the 31. He'll throw it. Puts his body on the line, and he got it. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Here comes the final play of our first half. He's back to throw. A massive shot towards the end zone. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. So we finished 2 quarters. A couple more to come after this short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports after this. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Huard with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter. We'll see what the first half adjustments of the season are as they're teed up, and away we go in our second half. He'll bring it out from a couple yards deep. He'll bring him down on the return as he gets this to the 33.
Oh, there's no question about it, Kate. That just infuses everybody. A little more bounce in your step now, both in and out of the huddle. And you want to pay off your special teams that sets you up for success.
Kamara running out of the gun. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. Finds him over the middle. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Entering Cooper there to make the stop.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Shotgun now on third down. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up fourth down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Here comes the Saints punting unit. His first punt win 50. This is away and looks even better. That one hits at the 6, but can't check up. It gets into the end zone for a touchback. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. And play wrapped up by Demario Davis. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
Running back sent in motion. 2nd and 10 now. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Third and long for him here. And that one's too far in front of him, so now they're facing 4th down.
It's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? And it chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Pulled in at the 20. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. Got every single bit of that one, didn't he? Over 70 yards on the punt. And the Saints will get set to take over. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Handoff headed right. Kamara. And he's brought down for a loss.
We take a break from his regularly scheduled programming of pass coverage duties to see him adding a little contribution in the run support. And his teammates, you can just see the body language. A little nod, a little grin. They'll welcome the reinforcements every time.
Throwing now from the gun. Complete. It's Cooper. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you could find a completion just like that.
He tries to sneak it, and that'll be enough for the first as they touch him down.
Calm, cool, expected from this offense. Love to see it. No tunnel vision on what down it was. Just focused on executing the play in front of them.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Slot man in motion right. Has some daylight through the 40. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Oh no, they get him yet again! And the Packers will take over as he records his 1st interception of our season.
Well, I'll admit, man, I got to admire the guts, the willingness to continue to challenge the coverage, even with 2 interceptions already. But there's his 3rd strike. And no, it's not baseball, but he definitely has to be smarter with what he's doing with the football.
A nice starting spot for the Packers this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Play fake, it's Love. They get it right back, that's intercepted. Alontae Taylor has it. And the Saints are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Oh my goodness, Brock. I don't think I've ever seen this back-to-back plays, and we've got back-to-back interceptions.
And I would be stunned here, Kate, floored, if we saw a 3rd in a row right here. It might be the time to remind both of these offensive coordinators, you can run the ball, because these secondaries are locked in.
And this might be a free play. Let's see what they do. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. Now this is intercepted. That is back-to-back passes. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And good tackle, but a flag is down, likely against the defense. Easy call for the officials there. He was offsides at the snap, and that's going to cost him. A 1st and 5 to begin this drive following the penalty. Running behind center with Kamara. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. Nothing on 1st and 5. That brings up 2nd down.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
From the 31. He's got the hook up to Cooper. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
From the red zone now. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. They'll throw it. Short pass brought in. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards them with a 1st and goal.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Getting out to his left. And he takes it down to the 2, but no touchdown yet. He's out of bounds.
Well, the QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right, and even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the 1st down.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. Kamara. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Saints lengthen the lead at the end of the third. Alvin Kamara, the touchdown. His third total score this game. Groupie's extra point is good. And the Saints double their lead to 14. Reed now to kick this one away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And the first down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete. Great defensive effort to reject that one. And it sets up 2nd down.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
Fits it through the middle. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Packers. We've reached the end of 3 in our Week 1 opener. It's Packers football, and they know what they need to do, trailing here in the 4th. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. We send a man in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Love. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, he falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along the route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Love to throw again. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Into traffic, complete. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. They're set up at the 35 now. Thrown on 1st down, Love. Caught by Jacobs. He has room past the 25. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Love. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
I think his decision-making wrote a check, but his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB can run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
Another try following the sack. Watson with the catch. And he's taken down at the 30.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
This offense looking to convert as they come up on third down. Love out of the shotgun. This finds Dobbs. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. Well, 3rd and 15, you don't see many of those picked up, partner, but they found a way.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And he's out of bounds at the 3. Nearly got to the end zone there. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Oh, surprise gift to the receiver near the goal line. And he's across. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers now within 1 score in the 4th. It's a Romeo Dobbs touchdown. Not sure we can call these gadget plays anymore, partner. Not like we could in the early 2000s, right? Because receivers who can run it, well, they become an important part of many NFL offenses, especially down in the red zone.
And that's because the reality you face is there's only so many.
And he'll get into the end zone to make this a 1-score game in the 4th quarter.
That's about trust. Trusting your QB is going to make the right decision on these crucial scoring plays. He found his read, and he made the connection for 2.
I think the Packers got to that one. The refs agree. Packer football. First and 10. Ball set up at the 48. Jacobs gets it on the draw. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You want to see the term read and react to the little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
Second and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Love. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Looking to throw. Ooh, put some heat on that one, Brock, but it falls incomplete.
I'm just going to say, maybe not the guy you want to pick on in coverage of this particular series. Gets a hand on that throw and knocks it away. The next time, well, he could get 2 hands on it and take it the other way.
still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on fourth. Back to throw it. Oh, brother, it's another interception. That's Justin Simmons. And the Saints will take over as he records his first interception of our season. Wow, an aggressive choice to go for it on fourth and that kind of distance, and an equally aggressive play in coverage to pick that pass off.
Yeah, that down and distance, you're not running it, right? Too far to get to the stick, so that defense had all eyes on the quarterback. They knew that pass was coming, and it's one thing to know it, it's another thing to execute it and go take it away. That's a big momentum swing for this defense.
The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up. Run here with Kamara. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Whistles after that play for an unfortunate sight. A player hurt in the first game of the season.
You saying something?
Out to work on him. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh,
Sound like you were saying something, too.
Through it. Still able to get that first down.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger. But that back remains hungry.
Going to the ground again on first. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. Going to be 2nd down.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in New Orleans. Saints leading by 6. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Man in motion, headed right. And they stop him after a good run that takes him down inside the 40. That's going to go down as a gain of 7. Now they're going to have 3rd and 2.
Well, I know this. This staff loves the athleticism and versatility he brings to the offense. That's not only as a receiver, but as someone who can take occasional carries and turn them into good yards.
He'll throw it. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Trying to find his tight end. And that leaves them with a decision to make on 4th and short.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. He's back to throw. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's taken down at the 30. That's a gain of 10, and staring at a turnover on downs, Brock, they pick up the first instead. The Packers take their first time out. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Now timeout taken by Green Bay. That's it, second. And they'll have just one left to burn now. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Back-to-back carries here. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This goal is pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. They motion the slot man right. And he doesn't get this one very far, down to only about the 18. The Saints calling for a timeout, their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Wow, they're going to pass it here. Catch is made in close. And he will score. And there was no time left. That should clinch the win. So that should be the one that does it, Brock. A big one late that puts them up here 2 scores.
What a complete performance overall. The clock where it is and where it stands right now, Kate, that should be the capper. And that is so satisfying as an offense to go up 2 scores.
Escapes out to the left. Pushing for the end zone. And it lost the football. It's not loose. Packers pick it up. The circumstances really broken just the right way. They open up not just the opportunity to force the turnover, Brock, but to take it all the way back the other way for 2.
It just kind of felt like everybody on the field realized it too, right? Everything lined up, saw the lane open to begin the trek all the way down the field. And fortunately, he had enough gas in his tank to finish it.
This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Takes the handoff, now Love. And there's our last stand image of this game. It's intercepted. Kool-Aid McKinstry has the